Hey guys, welcome to another video. So this is a Creality Ender 3. It is a 3D printer and today I'm going to show you how this and basically the basics of FDM 3D printers work. So as you look into the printer, you'll notice these metal bars. Now these metal bars represent different axes. So the one that's going like this is the Z axis. The one that's going up and down is the X axis. The one that's moving the base plate is a y-axis. Now, how does the computer know exactly where to move all of these axes and print something? Well, the secret lies in these end stops. If you guys look right there, you can see a mechanism. So when this moves down, when axes slowly move down, they keep moving until they press that. Then the computer realizes that the end of the end stop and keep moving on these ridges until they find the value on where they need to move. Now, I don't want to get too technical on how 3D printers work, so I'm sure you guys I told you the basics of it. So I want to explain to you how it actually 3D prints stuff. So if you were to move back here, you'd see this, which is an extruder. This is basically where the filament goes into the tube, comes out from here, which is the hot end, which is where the filament all comes out, because this is incredibly hot. This is a power supply, and this is where the 3D printer, basically this is the computer of the 3D printer. So I'm just going to quickly show you how this works. So we're just going to go and switch it on. See that? So it is turning on. We're going to move this up here. Okay. So it is showing the control of it. So once you press this, you can move down to motion, move axis. You will see there's an option of move X, move Y, and move Z, and move extruder. So I will move the X axis, and let's say move it 20 millimeters. As you can see, this will keep moving. The same is for the other axes, like the y-axis, you see, and the z-axis. So basically, how do these axes move? So on the x-axis, they have these wheels, which basically spin and it moves on this belt that is again powered by this. So, and on the z-axis, you have this sort of rigid screw which is attached to the extruding pole, and there is a torque motor here. So as this spins, it's like a drill bit. So this keeps moving up and moves this and this up. Now this is pretty much the same as the x-axis. There is again a motor back there, and it spins, causing the plate to move. Now that I explained to you how 3D printer moves, I'll explain to you how exactly it works. So I'm now going to show you how a computer analyzes code and makes it into a G code, which a printer can then read and then transform. Hey guys, so what you want to do is I'm using the Creality Print software by the Creality company. It's probably the best software if you have a Creality 3D printer. Now, first what you're going to do is you're going to register your printer. I already have it registered. So you're going to go add, you're going to choose your series and do all of that stuff. Now, I'm using a MacBook because it is more ideal, as on Windows it does tend to crash more. So you're going to click this button right here and click more. You'll find this entire section. So let's say let's say I want a toy. I'm going to go to the toys and games section. I want this infinity fidget cube. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to say import model. So it's gonna load. If it crashes, then that's okay. What you want to do is you just want to reload the software, and in case you want to like save yourself the hassle of going back find that exact same model, you can click this button to download the model. So importing will take some time, as the software has to run a lot of checks to make sure that the model can be loaded in and can be printed on your software. If it says fail to import or download model, like it is saying right now, you want to click OK and say that that model isn't available. So you want to go here and click another model. Let's say I want this Lego block. I'm going to click import. If this continues, you should want to close your program and just don't do that. So if this does something, you want to go to the internet and download a model. So your model can be in any format, STL, OBG. You want to download it from the internet, and you want to click import model here. I'm going to show you that in just a second. Okay guys, now I have downloaded the model. There are many websites where you can get it. There's printables, yagi.com, many websites. So you can do anything. So you want to click import model, and after that it'll open this on your on Windows or iOS. Open this. So this is my file. It can be anything, as you can see. It can be any of these. You want to double click that. It's going to process it, and there you have it. Now it is a bit big, so you want to scale it. You want to click this, and you want to scale it down. The red one is the best thing if you want to scale it down. So I have a small house, so you want to scale it down to as small as you want it. This entire square is the bed of your 3D printer. It'll be changed basis on what 3D printer you select here. Now you want to select a profile. I say balanced is a good profile. As it is too speedy, it will be a bit uneven. If it's too dynamic, it will be too slow and it might just collapse. So you want to click start slice. It's going to process it again. Now basically what the computer is doing here is it's taking every single layer and every step the 3D printer has to progress and creating it into a code. So the computer will on the 3D printer will read that code and then say what line has to do. So I'm going to show you exactly how it calculates it. So we're going to you want to go to the layers number and then maybe go to step number 0. So you want to start it, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to put printing speed maximum. As you can see, it's slowly drawing it out. So we're going to increase the layers a bit. So if I were to zoom in, as you can see, it's slowly creating layer by layer. So as you guys can see that. Now what you want to do is you want to go here. If you are connecting directly to your 3D printer using an USB, you want to click that. If not, you want to click export, and you want to have, and it'll be a G code. So you want to save it somewhere. So like downloads, you want to save it, and it's saved. Then I'm going to show you what the G code will look like. So see, it is showing all of the X, Y, and Z coordinates. So where the computer has to move on those axes. Now, I'm going to show this to you. You can see they've made speed, how fast it's going to go on every level. So if you have dual nozzles, it'll show you what nozzle will print what. Ender 3 has only one nozzle. If you look up there, it'll show you how much material length, how much material weight, how much time, and how much money it'll take. So for this build, for this print, it'll take approximately 2 hours, 2 minutes, and 4 seconds. And it'll take 1.91 meters of filament. Now you can scale it. How much you scale it will also depend how much time it takes, how much material it'll use. So yeah. So now I'm going to open the folder, and I'm going to show you exactly how you want to export the G code. Okay. Hi guys, so I'm here in my Finder. I'm gonna download where it'll probably be saved. So as you can see here, the G code is there. This is the model, and this is the G code. Now, an average computer can't read a G code. That's why there's a special computer inside the 3D printer. Now, you want to save this on an SD card if you're not doing USB online printing, which I showed you in the last step, which you can just click a button and it will print. So, if you have an SD card, which will have to load onto the 3D printer, and then you'll have to print it manually. So, you want to go and move this onto your SD card. I don't have an SD card right now, but you want to load it on there, take it out of your computer, and then you want to plug it into the 3D printer. Now I'll show you exactly what you have to do after you plug it in to the 3D printer. I'm going to show you what you have to do after that. Okay guys, now I do have an SD card. You need a micro SD. The file that I showed you in the previous step isn't on here, but I do have a few more G-code files. So you might find a slot down here on the bottom left of the printer. You want to plug that in, okay? And you want to turn on your printer. Now, as your printer is turning on, you want to make sure that it's secure in the slot. Now, as your printer is turned on, you want to click this button to open your menu. You want to scroll down until you see the option Print for Media. This option won't show up unless you have a micro SD plugged in. Now, I'm going to click the G code of a board and it's going to say Start Print. You want to press Print. Now, it's going to heat up the bed and the nozzle. So sadly today I can't show you actually it printing, but I will make a future video to show you some print of how 3D printer works. Now we're gonna go and turn this off. Now a bit of background for you guys. Why am I making this video? Now when I first bought my 3D printer, I encountered a problem. So my printer didn't print. That was the problem with the end stops as I showed you in the first step. So there was nothing to help me with that. So once I found out what was wrong, I really wanted to stop that problem. So if you guys have a 3D printer and you're new to the 3D printing industry, I'm gonna help you and stop people from encountering the same problem I did. So I really enjoy engineering, and please like and subscribe because I really want to make more videos like this because I really like understanding how gadgets and basically components of engineering work, and I feel like it's an important skill and I want other people to know that. So like, share and subscribe on this video.